Since the dawn of video games, young gamers have whispered secrets on the schoolyard and spent long hours trying to explain their ridiculous video game theories and facts. Some of these facts may prove to be true, while others are just straight up false. Sony PlayStation gamers are no different, and we'll be focusing on the lies they have been told in this video. You won't believe the lie in our final entry. It's shocking. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our content and ring that bell to become part of our notification squad so you never miss a video. Without further ado, here are 9 lies you were told about PlayStation. There's a nude raider mod. One of the earliest games released for the PlayStation was Tomb Raider. In 1996, the game was a revelation. It was the atmospheric, adventure-laden Indiana Jones-style video game the world wanted, and the world deserved. There were ancient ruins, mythological treasures, and dinosaurs. Alright, everybody loves dinosaurs. Lara Croft was gaming's new icon, but that was due to her appearance as much as her game. She was a strong, independent character, but her design was straight out of a male fantasy. Plenty of gamers, mostly horn dogs, wished to see a little more of Lara Croft, which naturally led to rumors flying around claiming there was a nude code in Tomb Raider, which would strip Lara down to her birthday suit. Happy birthday to us. It's kinda sad, but a lot of teen gamers have needs, and they'll literally do anything to satisfy them. Hey, let's keep this PG, okay boys? Luckily, the code never existed, but it didn't stop gamers from trying. Fake codes and secrets made the rounds on the internet, which was still in its infancy stage, and throughout the gaming community. While Tomb Raider actually does have codes which gamers can enter for other purposes, there is certainly nothing that gets Lara Croft naked, so there's no point in trying. And believe me, I tried. Despite being a complete myth from 2 decades ago, the Tomb Raider nude code is still known around the gaming world today, and Lara Croft's status as a gaming sex symbol ensured that. In the end, scandalous gamers got the last laugh. While there's no nudity built into any of the Tomb Raider games, modders found a way to create a nude character model for Lara, which could be loaded into the PC version of the game. Well, it definitely is in PC now. Aeris can be revived in Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII was a PlayStation classic, but who wasn't furious when Sephiroth killed Aeris? She didn't deserve it, but a guy like Sephiroth doesn't care about your feelings. He's always been a bit of a pain in the ass as far as bosses are concerned. Since a lot of fans loved Aeris, they questioned whether it was possible to revive her or not, which led to plenty of rumors circulating the internet, and some even being published in video game magazines. Let's just kill the rumor here. There's no way to revive Aeris for story purposes, but by hacking the game or using a game genie, you can put her back into the party to be used in battle. She'll even appear in cutscenes, but won't have any dialogue. These rumors started because of a couple of things. Firstly, there's an image of Aeris standing next to the Highwind, which sometimes appears on the Change Disc screen. After the party only requires Highwind in Disc 2, after her death. Secondly, unique dialogue for Aeris on Disc 2 and 3 exists in the game coding, if the player uses cheats to place her in the party. If you skip any side quests, which can be done on the first disc, like recruiting Yuffie, and do them on Disc 2 with Aeris in the party, she will still say her normal dialogue. Oftentimes, the game will freeze with Aeris in the party, since she's not programmed to be in the game at that time. So you can cheat to get her back, but even all of the Phoenix Downs in the world won't take Aeris out of her eternal slumber. Maybe my tears will wake her. Damn you, Sephiroth! PS2s can be used to make a weapon. This one's a bit ridiculous, but hear us out, it's quite interesting. In late 2000s, reports emerged both from the grapevine and the mainstream media that Iraqi President Saddam Hussein was stockpiling PlayStation 2 systems which had debuted in the autumn at that time. No, it's not because of his undying love for Crash Bandicoot, or at least we don't think so. Who doesn't love that Bandicoot? More than 4,000 PS2 consoles made their way to Iraq in just a couple of months after finding a way around the arms embargo imposed on the country by the United Nations more than a decade earlier. The game consoles were designed for some good old fun, so what is all this about? Well, further down in the reports of the PS2 stockpile was more alarming idea, that Hussein valued the consoles for their chips. No, not Doritos. You're probably saying to yourself, what could be so bad about having 4,000 PS2 chips? Fears grew that the leader had found a loophole in the embargo and was planning to string together 10 to 20 of the consoles to create a supercomputer power enough to guide missile systems. What? So 10 to 20 PS2s can give you enough power to guide frickin' missiles? How in the world is that possible? Well, this rumor died just as quickly as it began. Technically, you could connect a series of PlayStation 2 consoles and use their 128-bit processors in conjunction, but that's not enough power to guide missile systems. You would also need unique software that Iraq did not nearly have enough time to develop after the PS2 debuted. In other words, the rumor was pure myth, and we were all very, very happy it was just a myth. There's a kill switch built into PlayStations. Sony is one of the most successful electronics companies in the world. but that hasn't stopped its customers from making complaints and spreading lies over the internet. Wait a minute, people lie on the internet? Huh. For nearly 20 years, Sony in Japan has been dealing with the Sony Timer rumor. Supposedly, the Sony Timer is a kill switch built into all Sony products, including the PlayStation consoles, that destroys your device just after its warranty runs out. Many Japan consumers believe this to be true. It all started off as a joke in the 80s, where geeks and tech-obsessed Japanese joked about the existence of a kill switch, making mangas and venting legit anger through online forums. But the Dell recall was responsible for launching this urban legend into the public eye and allowing angry Sony sufferers the chance to denounce the company. In 2006, there was a recall of over 4 million Dell laptops due to their defective Sony batteries, which died around the time the warranty expired. Coincidence? Yeah, we certainly think so. Well, the PlayStation 3 was released that same year, and all Sony haters pointed to the console saying it would break the day after the warranty expires. Even though the Dell laptop recall is the only event in Sony's history where millions of their products failed around the same time the warranties ended, it made consumers around the world question the motives of the company and its products from 2006 and on. The PlayStation 3 did not deserve any of this hate. Sure, it had the yellow light of death, but it didn't always happen the second the warranty was over. Luckily, consumers thought these rumors were a load of hot garbage because it did not reduce PS3 sales in the slightest. The PS3 went on to outsell the Xbox 360 and laugh in the face of the conspiracy theorists. Ha 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 ha! The good guys always win. The PS Vita is a good handheld console. When the PS Vita was first announced by Sony, gamers were very excited. The successor to the wildly successful PSP had a beautiful design, despite the fact that it was a fingerprint magnet, and had dual thumbsticks, which was a first for handheld consoles. It was also able to play every PlayStation 4 game in high definition on its 5-inch screen. It all sounded beautiful on paper, but it didn't quite turn out so well for Sony. First off, the PS Vita's screen isn't even HD like Sony promised. It's 554p, which is not even close to 720p. The lowest HD resolution. To make matters worse, the library of exclusive PS Vita games was lackluster. Okay, we'll be honest, it flat out sucked. When you make a handheld system that has a ton of awful games and relies solely on PS4 titles, you're gonna upset some gamers, especially when you straight up lie to them about the features on the PS Vita. In fact, Sony actually had to reach a settlement with the Federal Trade Commission after being charged with making misleading claims about the console. They even promised full PS3 compatibility and couldn't do it. Only a few PS3 games were able to be played on the Vita. They also promised gamers would be able to play online with a 3G connection, but they couldn't. The PS Vita had the potential to be a legendary handheld console, but Sony's lies overhyped the system and the lack of quality titles assured it would flop, right? Well, an estimated 15 million suckers bought the system after all, so it wasn't all bad for Sony. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Every PS4 game runs in native 1080p resolution with 60 frames per second. Lies, all lies! This is probably one of the stupidest lies that has spread with the release of the PlayStation 4. In a perfect world, it would be awesome for the PS4 to run every game in native 1080p resolution with 60 frames per second, but at this point in time, it's nearly impossible to do so on consoles. PC gamers can upgrade their hardware and get plenty of graphical options in games compared to console gamers, so their chances of running a game at 1080p quite well, so there's no need to make any changes when the going is good. It's not like they'll announce the PS4 Pro